Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is the Big Girl Diary. Again, I like that instrumental. Hello, hello, hello. Man, I got a Andrew Tate. Now, I was talking about Andrew Tate on my other channel because it was more political what was going on over there, but now he stepped into the social stuff. So now I'm talking about Andrew Tate over here. Now, Andrew Tate got his Marilyn Manson, his Johnny Depp wake up call. That's exactly what Andrew got. Uh 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 uh. You can't make this stuff up. So Andrew Tate is a lightning rod. He he's a lightning rod. Now, what I believe, what I believe is he bit off the hand that fed him. That's what he did. I would look at some of his um appearances. I'm like, oh, oh, he's biting the hand that feeds him. And he got a response. Now, back in April, he was arrested in Romania for H trafficking, which I don't believe. And the same thing, S trafficking. Now, over there in Romania, it's a bit different. You know, things are done differently over there, and it's quite believable that right there goes on over there, but it simply wasn't him. And I'm not saying that because he's an American. No, I'm not saying that he spent a lot of time over in the UK or in England. No, I'm saying that because he is beyond a jerk. He's a self-absorbed dirtbag, in my opinion. And the things that he says, I truly believe that he doesn't believe. But however, he he bit off more than he could chew. Now, what would make him even fool around with Greta Thunberg? And I have to say something came out of that. I don't know whether if he did that purposefully or whether or whether maybe he had one too many brewskis and just started messing with her. But within him rattling that cage, I have to say some deep pockets fell out. I'm going to leave it as that. However, what I want to point out was this. Another thing, he'd been going after Meghan Markle. Now I've been saying this on the other channel how he would go after her, saying that she wasn't black, this, that, and the other. I'm like, and she doesn't receive racism. I'm like, hey, Andrew, I'm lighter than you, and I get it. It's like, really, really, Andrew, really. But let me give you an example of it, and then I'm going to tie it into Marilyn Manson because this right here is a direct correlates directly. Now, Marilyn Manson, his stage presence, him being a rocker. Now, Andrew Tate is just a self-absorbed jerk to the third power times infinity and around the moon. All right. But that right there happens to be their stage persona. Okay. Now, Marilyn Manson doesn't go out and offend the way Andrew Tate does. He goes out to get a reaction. He's a reactionary person. So I don't know whether if that right there is a part of his rise to fame. I knew that he blew up really fast. Whenever you go up really fast, you start making a lot of money, get a lot of notoriety. All of a sudden, he has millions of followers, and then you become too influential. All of a sudden, they got to clip your wings because you are becoming more than what you're supposed to be. You are outpacing the ones that pay your bills. Yeah. So how that relates to Marilyn Manson is Marilyn Manson. He he's controversial in his own way. On stage, he's controversial. He does controversial things, but not to the point to where you start going after people like Meghan Markle. Now, let me show you what I mean. Let me show you. Man, I'm like, oh, Andrew. Okay, I'm gonna do like.
She's
Okay,
whiter
right.
than the mayor of London. She's not even black. Meghan Markle isn't black. She's whiter than me. Not only is she whiter than me, she's whiter than the current Prime Minister of the UK. She's whiter than the mayor of London. She's not even black. Why is nobody talking about this? The fact she's pulling the race card is absolutely and utterly insulting to every dark-skinned person who has ever genuinely suffered from racism, ever. If you're sitting there and you're dark-skinned and you suffer from racism, why are you allowing this light-skinned white woman to come along and use racism as defense for the fact that she's just not a likable person? And nobody likes seeing the Prince of England cock. Because that's all that's happened. No one likes to see the Prince of England be a and we know it's her fault. It's nothing to do with your skin color. We just don't like you. The only people who are sticking up for her as well are these race-baiting, random liberal black people. Why? She's using the race card and she doesn't even deserve it. No one's racist against her. She was famous. She was fine. She was in suits or whatever, running around doing whatever haram stuff she was doing. There's no racial implication here. Nobody likes her at all.
Now, as I stated earlier, I'm lighter than Andrew Tate. Okay, and with Andrew Tate, he is so arrogant that even if he did face any type of issue, his arrogance wouldn't even show it. But look out how he's going after her. Now, Andrew Tate, where my problem comes in with him is that he's saying that because Megan is light skinned and he considers her a white woman. No, she's not. She's not. Her mother's black, her father's white. Now, in the United States, there's something called the one drop black blood rule. If you have one drop of black blood, then you're black. This right here goes back in what 18 what was it? I don't quite remember the date, but that's not the issue. Now, if you notice the video, he really went after her to say that, okay, racism starts here. If you're this color, this right here is where people come after you, and then you go darker. Now, that's not true. Now, one thing I will say is this. I'm going to say this. This is not all white people. And for me to have to say that is a problem, okay? Because there are some people who do not prescribe to that, but however defend it because they are a part of that group. Please don't do that. Because then you're only giving people that do those things more reason to continue to do it. We're trying to change their minds. But then you have people like Andrew Tate, who pokes the hornet nest. Now, I have suffered my form of racism, prejudiced and bigoted. I had all those things, and I'm light skinned. So for him to say that is a complete fallacy, and that right there is putting into people's minds that racism starts here. No, it starts here, and then it goes in depending on the person's mindset. Now, Andrew Tate clearly has some issues, big time issues, and I think he's a little salty. If you see how he went after Megan, oh, and plus he's using colorism terminology, talking points. I hope you check that colorism talking points, and that's what people like Andrew Tate, and then he talked about liberal black people, race baiters. Oh man, I'll show you. Do I have him? I hope I uploaded. All right, let me give you one more. You can't you can't make this stuff up. You truly can't. Is this it?
So news accounts in the United States say that the U.S. Embassy in Bucharest, Romania, was tipped off to your misdeeds and alerted.
Wait a minute, I gotta come. That's the wrong one. I have to come back to that to further my point. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
If you're looking for something, you're going to find it, right? When I got canceled, when they attacked me unfairly, lied about me across the entire mainstream media, deleted me from social media so I couldn't defend myself, and lied about me repeatedly, I could have stood up and said, it's because I'm brown. I didn't do that.
Facts. He could have did that, right? He could have did that, and maybe you should have did that, Tate. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm at the point where I think that you got to fight dirty, right? You got to fight fire with fire. Because it's effective. It's effective to say, well, you're canceling me because I'm black, right? Or you canceling me because, you're sexist or whatever. It's effective. So, I mean, I respect the fact that Tate didn't do that because he could have did that, right? That would have been an easy card for him to pull where they're canceling a black man, right? They don't want a black man to speak his truth. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He actually focused on what it was, the censorship. It was censorship because he was putting a lot of truths out there, particularly in regards to men in society, that the feminist powers that be didn't like, okay? And they made him public enemy number one because they thought that he was radicalizing young boys to actually be real men, right? They don't want men to be real men. They want men to be simps, right? And feminist types, and to worship at the feminist altar. That's what they want. And Andrew Tate was a direct threat to that. So they had to, censor him on the internet. And it's hilarious because it totally didn't work. His Rumble channel is doing well, and he's still getting these interviews on these major networks like this. So it's like, did the dude really?
All right. Now, I want to thank the Black Conservative Patriot for allowing me to use his videos. I emailed him, and he said yes. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, there was another thing that was in there. I don't know if you caught it or not, talking about again, him using colorism. Now, I don't know if I want to go down this road. Oh my goodness, because he was basically saying that Prince Harry was just struck with Meghan Markle, and how he's doing the things that he's doing for his wife, which he's supposed to. But if you go back to other videos, it goes into, I call her Queen Diana, okay? Lady Diana, Queen Diana. A lot of this has to do with his mother and what he saw went on with her, and how King Charles did not protect her the way Harry believes that he should have, but not realizing that King Charles is more of a traditionalist like his mother, like Queen Elizabeth II, God rest her soul. Oh man, I don't want to go down this road. I really don't. This is some deep waters. So a lot of what Harry is doing is because of that. So Megan, I did a video on my other channel. Actually, was it? Yeah, on my other channel and on Instagram. Now, what Megan is facing, I believe, is real because, and again, Andrew Tate took the bag, so he has to be the mouthpiece for the people that can't come out and say the things that he wants to say. And then he sort of went left and went in a direction they didn't expect him to go to. And he talked about it in other videos to where, wait, let me finish this point right here. So, oh goodness. So he's protecting his wife the way he's supposed to, the way King Charles did not. Now, Meghan did, in my opinion, did receive some things, some type of bigotry, some type of prejudice, and racism. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, what really surprised me was Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson is in the UK, and he said in the news that he hated Meghan Markle on a cellular level. That's a deep-seated hate. That right there goes beyond regular, I can't stand you. That goes beyond that. That's where you could sit there and look at somebody and hate the person. Now, if you look at Marilyn Manson and the women that were throwing that mess out there about him being Marilyn Manson being a racist, this guy came out and showed it, and he put it in print, and he spoke about it towards Meghan Markle. Now, Marilyn Manson never done those things. What Jeremy Clarkson did. Marilyn Manson was accused of it, and then if you can look at his body language, and in the video that I was talking about Marilyn Manson, about them trying to call him a racist, look at, oh no, okay, look at Jeremy Clarkson, and then you're going to see what I'm talking about when it comes to seeing someone's body language. Somebody's just visibly, you can see that they don't like that person with a complete disdain. Look at that, look at him. And then for him to come back and say, oh, I think I made a mess of it. No, you knew what you were doing. You said what you wanted to say. You did that. So that was Marilyn Manson, them accusing him of that. But now for Andrew Tate to throw that out there like that, it's like, mm-mm. But let me, I thought I had the one about oh my goodness, Jesse Lee Peterson. Now Jesse Lee Peterson makes Andrew Tate look like makes him look like a Boy Scout. I mean, Jesse Lee Peterson, he's a black guy, a reverend, takes it to a different level that Andrew Tate does. Andrew Tate is just beyond a jerk. Okay. And this does tie into Marilyn Manson. I will get there. Let me just lay this out. Please stick with me. Now, Andrew Tate was arrested last night. His brother, and understand this. I don't like Andrew Tate. He is a jerk to the third power times infinity. I don't like him. I don't like him because he divides people, and I believe he's paid to divide people. If you look at how he goes after things with such vigor and well, it's not passion, it's probably all the money he made. Okay, that's my stuff. Let me be quiet on that. But here, now let me go ahead and play the video.
So news accounts in the United States say that the U.S. Embassy in Bucharest, Romania, was tipped off to your misdeeds and alerted the local authorities you might be committing human trafficking. Given that this is the same charge they leveled against Julian Assange or a species of it, skeptical, but I want to know the details. Were you arrested for human trafficking? What happened?
Yeah, I was not arrested. So what happened is I suffered from a case of swatting. It's very popular with people who are large on the internet. Many large YouTubers have been swatted. It's where you call the police and you say somebody has a gun or there's a hostage situation and the SWAT team arrives. Somebody made a phone call to the American embassy saying that I was holding women at my house. The police arrived. And let me state this now. I state this openly to the world. I have absolute respect for the police. I would hate to live in a country where if you call the police saying women are being held against their will, that the police don't respond. That would be terrible. Of course they should come and look. Absolutely. They turned up. They investigated. They realized that nobody was in the house against their will. There was no crime committed. They said, okay, you're not a suspect, but you are a witness to this, along with me, my brother, the housekeeper, the gardener. Everybody who was in the premises at the time was labeled a witness. We had to go to the police station for 45 minutes for pieces of paper. We filled them in and we were let go. I was swatted. Nobody was hurt. There's no human trafficking.
Apparently, Evan Rachel Wood and Ilma Gore and Amber Heard went over there and gave the women over there the playbook. Now I'm saying women. Now Andrew Tate got into a fight that he provoked, that I said a little bit earlier, with Greta Thunberg. Thunberg. Now I don't believe that Greta Thunberg would come up with things of that sort, saying that he had small d energy at whatever the address was, email address was, the fake email address, to say about him to get Andrew Tate to come back at them. Now, I don't know why he would even mess with Greta Thunberg. I'm not sure why, but I gotta say, the person that went in that organization that went after Andrew Tate on the internet, but also, I believe, took it a step further, because as soon as that exchange happened, next thing you know, the police were at his door by the pizza that he had, that they knew that he was in Romania. Now, the Romanian government knew that he was there. Other people knew he was there. Officials knew he was there. So if he had all this going on, then they would have got him then. No. It was when that pizza box showed that it was a store or a restaurant in Romania, that's when all this occurred. So the only person that he had an issue with that day was Greta Thunberg. Well, not her, but someone in her organization. Now, by that happening, that right there can open them up to some kind of legal action, because what they did was they took it a step that it didn't have to go to, because Andrew is a jerk. Yes, he is. Terrible one. But did he deserve that? Did his brother deserve that? Did the people that innocently worked for him deserve that? No. He just was exerting his jerkdom. And as far as I know, you could go anywhere in the world and be a jerk. You can't stop that. But whomever did that hurt the credibility, I believe, the credibility of what Greta Thunberg stands for. And I got to say, it was very interesting, because I learned a little bit of something about that organization. I'm only going to say this and leave it alone. Some deep pockets funded. And I don't know if Andrew Tate did that as a unknown prank and didn't know exactly what hornet's nest he was hitting? I'm not sure. But for someone to be able to do that and say swatting him, which goes to Marilyn Manson now. And if Andrew Tate paid any attention to what's going on over here with Marilyn Manson and Johnny Depp, then he would most definitely know how to resolve or remedy that situation by making, and a woman had to do that. Men don't do stuff like that unless they're, yeah, but men don't do that. So if he were, and I don't know if he will, to sue the company or to sue that organization for making false allegations, which are horrible, that right there is to destroy your reputation, as happened to Marilyn Manson. Destroyed Marilyn Manson's reputation. So what they did to Andrew Tate by just calling him swatting, that is an awful thing to do, because that happened to Marilyn Manson several times, to where he had police coming to his house, helicopters, all types of stuff going on with him. That happened, a SWAT team. Now, what if Andrew Tate were drunk or had a little bit too much to drink and was a little disoriented, and by him being a world famous kickboxer, what if a trigger, a police officer would have felt threatened and then just ended him right there? Like I said, Andrew's a jerk, in my opinion, and many other adjectives I could put behind that, but he doesn't deserve that. Now let me see, I showed you that there's something here. Oh goodness, I think it's right here. I thought I had the one that I wanted. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, I didn't upload it. I thought I uploaded. Let me see if I could upload it. Because Jesse Lee Peterson is a special one. He is, let me see if I can pull it up. Please allow me to pull this up. No, I don't have it. I thought I had it. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I had it. I saw my other computer. So all of this was occurring within hours. Now, he said he was released in 45 minutes. Now, that was enough time to go out and to destroy his reputation as Marilyn Manson, to destroy his reputation. And Andrew Tate said in an interview, a couple of interviews, that they were going to destroy his reputation, that they were going to jail him, try to jail him, and then jail him, and then, I'm sorry, and then try to eliminate him. Now, he already said the steps that are going to happen. So thus far, he's constantly being, his reputation being destroyed, and him being jailed, destroyed, jailed. So it's kind of hard to try to build your way back, especially when somebody accuses you or even puts it out there that has no bearing at all. For him to say that he is an AIDS trafficker, that he is all these things, and you don't have anything to prove it. Don't prove it. The only thing what you have to do is say it. And now that you have the Greta Thunberg organization, that takes it to the next level. Mm. And there are going to be some people to believe whatever the people say. He did this, he did that. Oh, and then to add extra that lends favor to Johnny Depp is that Amber Heard had her friends co-sign with her to go against Johnny Depp, in which they did until they realized, wait a minute, this is what she's doing to him. But let's put Johnny Depp right there. Now, Andrew Tate, he's letting out some truths that there are a certain class of people that don't want out. Now, he has been in certain circles that you and I will never see. We would never be around those people. And this goes above all those secret societies and all that stuff. It goes above them. Quite interesting. Very interesting. But Andrew's poking at a hornet's nest. Oh my goodness. But I'm trying not to focus on the Greta Thunberg organization because I'm just like, they got some deep pockets. And the people that are, let me shut up. Because if you see my reputation destroyed, just understand, no, that's a lie. Just know that. But I'm sorry, I digress. So Andrew Tate is a public spectacle, as Marilyn Manson is a public spectacle. And no matter what, I'm on Twitter, going back and forth with the Marilyn Manson support. I mean, I'm sorry, the Amber Heard supporters. I mean, that is like some kind of delusion. That is a little bit unsurmountable. How you can overlook facts, overlook you overlook facts, you overlook what they say, you overlook Amber Heard being cross-examined, and you overlook her admitting, even though you have a tape stating that, okay, I hit you, Johnny, stop being a baby. And then later comes out that she's like, oh, Johnny loved me, loved me, loved me. Yeah. So Andrew Tate's didn't go to that extent. Marilyn Manson's went deep, deep. So when you have women like Evan Rachel Wood, Ilma Gore, and there are a lot of women now, a lot of women that have, in my opinion, a deep-seated hatred for men. And there is a strong push to get women into it, because I know that they were like, hey, why don't you join the feminist movement, and women are suppressed and blah blah blah. And I'm just taking a look at it, and I'm like, nah, no, because that right there is busting families up. No, I'm not with that. But Marilyn Manson and Evan Rachel Wood, she is a diehard feminist, and how Rose McGowan now she sees that was being used by Evan Rachel Wood and what she wanted. She wanted that. So the women have not come out yet against Andrew Tate, but I see it coming. I see it coming soon. I'm saying it now because I see it coming soon. Okay, there it is. I'm struggle streaming. So Marilyn Manson, I'm sorry, so Andrew Tate, there are going to be some people coming out. Now, the interesting part about Andrew Tate was that there was a woman, two, one from Romania and another one from the United States came over, flew her over, and then said that, and then the one who was flown over had a boyfriend. Now, my thing is this. My thing is this. What guy would co-sign or even allow his girlfriend to go to another country to go see a man? It doesn't make any sense. What guy, period, would allow his girlfriend to go see another man? I don't know one. I don't know one unless if he's using her to cover because he doesn't want to be truthful about his sexuality. That's one thing. But if that man doesn't live an alternative lifestyle, that wouldn't even happen. And no matter how much the woman would say, "Oh, well, you're oppressing me, and I have freedoms to do what I want." Women, stop with that mess, because when you find yourself in a huge mess, men can't dig you out of the mess that you put yourself in because you scream that you want freedom and you're suppressed and oppressed by toxic masculinity. Stop the stupidity. Just stop it. Just stop. I don't know of any man. Now, Marilyn Manson dealt with a lot of Evan Rachel Wood's bullcrap and, just loved her. Went out, had a child, or was pregnant, and then had an abortion, and then said it wasn't his, turned around and said that it was his. But just watch out for Andrew Tate. I'm sorry, I keep on going back and forth between the two because there's so many similarities, so many. But there's going to be, and you heard it here first, there's going to be a lot of women coming out of the woodworks to go after Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate bit the hand that fed him. He took the bag. When you take the bag, then you have to fulfill your contract. And you can't get in there and say, okay, well, I knew what I was getting into, but I didn't know it was that ugly. Yeah. When you sign off on a dotted line, you got to fulfill that contract. And they blew you up real quickly, like 4 some odd million subscribers, like that. You asked for that, Andrew. And while you got all this wealth and stuff like that, then your arrogance kicked in. The fall is going to be very, very hard. I see you like another Kanye, but I see it worse. Kanye is a jerk, but man, you take that jerkdom to the third power, Andrew. Now, I gotta say, I was surprised to hear the news. I mean, as soon as it popped up, I'm like, whoa. Mex trafficking. Then the one that they always use is grape juice. They always use grape juice for a guy. Oh, always. Not robbing a bank, not trying to take over the world. No, grape juice. You know what that is. And then to add extra oomph to it, then they put S or H human trafficking and some other things to add a little seasoning on top of the cake. Oh, wait a minute. There was something else I wanted to. Did I put it on here? Oh, here. Now, here are some of the. It's quite interesting. You got it. Now, here, I found this interesting here. Now, I got this off of Twitter. Now, here, I don't want to dox anyone, but it's a lady said, I choose Andrew Tate's life every single time over the life of a half-educated autistic doom-monger eco cultist. Wow, these kids are loud. In only one car. Yeah. Now that's interesting because she does have a lot of issues, and for this to be an orchestrated, I don't want to say orchestrated, for this to be done under Greta uh, Thunberg's name, mm, not good. Here's another one. What happened to the rest of them? Here, Andrew Tate gets arrested, and the internet celebrities and wants a death penalty without due process. Yep. So, so the wagons are starting to circle. See this it? Okay, whether Andrew Tate is guilty or innocent or not, they skipped the entire Jeffrey. Yep. Client. Yep. And that was just quite interesting because there were some more that were saying, because I couldn't get them all, and I thought I had some that were against Andrew Tate, but for some reason, when I uploaded before I did the live stream, it just sort of disappeared. But that whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, huge, huge, and it was like now it's like nothing. But Andrew Tate, he's the devil incarnate. So, what do you think? Anyone want to call up? If you want to call in, please do so. I would like to hear your response on your thoughts on the Andrew Tate and how it relates to Marilyn Manson. If you choose, that would be great. Because Andrew Tate has been talking about many different topics, but namely, he was going against a well-oiled machine, and that is feminism. Feminism really got its grips in the 60s. Oh my goodness. I mean, I wasn't born in the 60s, but I do remember a lot of that stuff going on there. Anybody want to come up or put something in the chat? Okay. But that's all that I really want to say about that, just to show the comparison. And that Andrew Tate this isn't done. This is far from over. I think he should have left Meghan Markle alone and left Harry alone. Because as I stated earlier, Harry is fighting for his family, and what's going on is real. And even he sees it, and he's trying to push that again, as I said earlier, that racism starts at here, when no, it starts here. And if you ever get a chance, look up Queen Charlotte. She was 1700s. She's half Jamaican and half British, and I can't remember the king, but he fell in love with this Jamaican woman, and they had a hard time marrying Queen Charlotte, marrying her off. And if you really want to see something quite interesting, look at Queen Angela. Beautiful. She's from Panama, and she's the queen of Linston's I can't pronounce it. It's above Germany and Austria, and it reaches over to Switzerland. It's that strip of land. King Maximilian, his wife. So if you look at her dress, and if you look at Meghan Markle's dress, because Queen Angela is a designer, and she designed her own dress. And when you look at her dress and you look at Meghan Markle's dress, you know who designed it. Queen Angela, I believe, but she designed her own stuff. But on that, I am going to go ahead and cut this short. I just want to go ahead and put this out there. And you're going to see the destruction of Andrew Tate. But now, if Andrew has any smarts besides being an international jerk, he's such an unlikable person. And for him to say that nobody likes Meghan Markle, nobody likes you. You're an insufferable jerk. That's how I feel. But if he looks at what Marilyn Manson did, he needs to get some good lawyers and to be able to sew that stuff together, gather your evidence, and go after the person or persons who did that, especially the first ones. The two ladies and the woman's boyfriend that allowed his girlfriend, alleged boyfriend, that he called the police and had the police go on over to Andrew Tate's home, and to where they were having a party, and what the boyfriend said and what the police found were two different things. And that should have let Andrew Tate know you might want to slow your roll big time, slow it down. But that's not what he did. All right. I do. That's my thoughts on it. I'm going to gather more evidence, and I got to get that. And check out Jesse Lee Peterson. He has this month, the month of July. I want to show it to you for you. But Jesse Lee Peterson has the month of July called the White History Month. This guy's hysterical. I find him to be a jerk too. So I want to thank you. You could be anywhere which you are in the world. You could be doing anything, but you're not. You're here with me, and I appreciate that. And I hope this was worth your time. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.